Hello everyone, hello! Sasarai here with some more Final Fantasy XIV. Give me a sec, I gotta open my drink, so I'm just gonna mute the mic for a moment. Okay, sorry, that took a bit longer than I intended. Damn thing didn't want to open. Anyway. Hello! So, first thing we're going to do today, as we're in the Crystarium, is let Midgard somewhere go. He's sitting on the shoulder there with his head, like, fused to our King Slime. But it's time for a new pet for today. We get the wind-up airship again. Okay. So, with that said, guys, brief recap here. We went through Il Mheg. We played the games with the Pixies. Feoul got mad that we didn't summon her to deal with the Pixies. We met with Oriange, who went over with us the what he saw in the rift, including the eighth eighth Umble Calamity. Hey, Cheshire. We dealt with the Nomu and the Amaro, who or Numo, not Nomu, Numo, and we took on Titania, the second Lightwarden, and we won, with Feoul becoming the new Titania, or King of the Fairies. And now we're back in the Crystarium to find out what we gotta do next. All seems well, thank goodness. Though we've spent most of our time on the road, Minfilia and I actually have apartments here. Perhaps now we may finally make use of them. I see nothing out of the ordinary. The city appeareth unchanged from when I last visited. There is the self-same comforting hum of activity in the air.
All seems well at the Crystarium?
Yes. Ylmor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Selk, Ascian.
Gaia spoke of you, a native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining?
Following the flood, the first had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habre did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Lightwardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Well, well, we just met with Solus Ye Galvus. Or Zos Galvus. Finding common ground with an Ascian, my entire being rebels at the very notion. That an Ascian of Emmet Selk's standing should willingly reveal himself unto us, and at this of all junctures, it is most interesting. Hey Cheshire, I think you're the only one here right now. So that was an Ascian. Thancred told me about them. And he appears to be gone, but I won't be lowering my guards just yet. Cooperation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we certainly have been given much to ponder, but first things first, we should report to the Exarch. You can run along, Meryl. We're perfectly capable of handling this little task. In light of your recent exertions, I'd say you'd earn a rest. Go on, take yourself off to bed. We'll see you later, refreshed and ready for more. We got Warrior of Thancred there. Anyway, yeah, guys, we actually met with Emmet Selk. But how are you doing, Cheshire? How was your Monday? Now we're going to rest and relax in our bed. Ah, welcome back, miss. We've been expecting you. You will find refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope they are to your liking. Will you be retiring now? Very good, miss. I bid you a pleasant evening. That was pretty good. Nice, easy day at work. I hope the past few days have not been overly taxing. Pray, take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. You probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmet Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmet Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Not everything. Tell me about Sito. Or Seto. You're putting me off my dinner. Let's say, tell me about Seto.
What? What about Seto? What is there to say? All right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto? Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Real politic. Anyway, Faye, hello, welcome. That's Ardbert. He is one of the former Warriors of Light who was basically the champions of this world, but we got a title, the Fae Touch. They were too good at their job and killed everything negative in the world, every dark influence they killed. And that caused a flood of light to overtake the world. They actually were in our story before. They showed up on the source as the Warriors of Darkness. But we helped them get back to their world, and Minfilia agreed to stop the flood of light. Can you romance him? No. And you probably wouldn't want to for reasons, but maybe you would, actually. You of all people. That said, we are actually here to help his world. Now, I don't know for sure if he gets brighter as you kill the Lightwardens. I just know that when you first got here, he wasn't as bright as he is now, and I've killed 2 bright Lightwardens, so every character should be Bromancer, even the manager of Sweets. A party soon divided. Good evening to you, miss. I do hope you are well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the Ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. Hell yeah, free sweets! What about this guard that doesn't have a name? God, yes. What about Piamat? I do like when it rains in game, though. It looks really nice. Get business with the Crystal Exarch. Just say the word and I would be happy to escort you to the Ocular. Is she trying to destroy the world again? Piamat's always trying to destroy the world. She's like Brain in that way. She's like Pinky if Pinky were Brain.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Please, did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Lightwarden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
Colonel, perhaps. Not one jot. I don't know, but if he crosses us, I'll make him wish he hadn't.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Lightwardens of Lakeland and Il Mheg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armarang, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armarang in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right, though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Exciting stuff. We get to go to Raktika. I confess a great deal of my time in Calusia was spent befriending the people. That is not to say I have not thought of our primary goal. Once I've escorted the escort to Yulmore, I will be certain I will do all I can to discern the whereabouts of any warden that may be hiding in Calusia. There are so many ruins scattered throughout Amarang, I'm honestly not even sure where to start. I should be glad to apprise the Ishtola's recent endeavors during our journey to Raktika. Minfilia and I are no strangers to Raktika, but this is perhaps the first time we've bothered entering through the proverbial front door. At last I could finally meet Ishtola. David has told me so much about her. Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather, the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask you go there before you seeking out Ishtola? It is a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall are remains of a tablet which writings, I believe, may prove of use to Ishtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considerate proposal. Very well. Ere we depart for Raktika, we shall journey unto Fort Job that we might secure this relic. Cheshire, have you ever given someone a gift of a tablet? A stone tablet? Alright. No? Would you ever give someone a stone tablet? Tancred and I have come across the ruined churches before. I wish I could have seen them before the flood. The windows were works of art, I'm told. I do not doubt that this place may weather another assault by the Sin Eaters, but they cannot hope to hold it should the Umorian soldiers return. Even with their limited numbers, the guard can use the terrain to their advantage. Perhaps I can convince the captain to lay a few traps in the field. Here, amidst the ruins, we will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hallowed hall the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites serve not as man's final bastion, but a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood with its inexorable tides would drown nigh every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures within, which did rise from the fulgent deluge, were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin and sinner both. Whence came in the name Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark that they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers of shadow did then migrate to the Raktika Greatwood. But that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find the remaineth of the chapel here. You could at least try to rebuild a little, couldn't they? Can I jump over the wall here? Probably not, but let's try. I'm kind of sick. Here's the chapel. What we're looking for is apparently down below. Hi, Minicat. What you meowing at? Uh-huh. Sure. Right. But you're very mini. Alright. This seems like a good place as any to AFK for a moment, since it is break time. Don't go anywhere, guys. We've got more FF14 for you here in just a moment.